Jennifer Mendyke here with your daily 60 seconds of biblical inspiration for your day. Today I want to read Psalm 91 verse 2. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in Him I will trust. So this was really put to the test for me a few days ago. We had to make a pretty last minute emergency type trip, quite a distance, and we knew that the tires on our car weren't the best, the back two tires, but we didn't have a lot of options. We live in a small town. Nobody here has our tires. They always have to order them, and we just had to get going on this trip and go. And so we just took off and we went and we prayed and we hoped that God would allow us to make it the whole way and that we would be okay. So this trip was all total almost 1,200 miles. And it was a fast trip. It was a there and back, not a waiting. We didn't stay overnight or anything. We just drove the whole way there and back in one shot. And so we drive and we get there and we head back, and it's middle of the night, middle of nowhere driving, and we just kept going and going and going, and things were pretty good. And so early morning, it was about 7 a.m., we get the low tire pressure warning light to come on. And this is a miracle, because that tire should have blown. It should have just blown, but it didn't. It just went flat. And so we pulled off the side of the road and we put the donut on. And amazingly enough, just up 20 feet from where we pulled off to check the tire was a pull-off area that was paved and flat and level. So we pulled into that to change the tire. And because it was early morning, my husband, who has serious lung issues and usually has to wear a mask if he's outdoors at all, he was able to stand on the side of the road in the early morning air and change that tire without any issues. And that was a blessing too. So we get this tire changed and we have the donut on, and we look, and the other back tire is really not in good shape either, and it's probably not going to last much longer. And so I text my dad, because I know we're fairly close to the town where my parents live, which is in itself another blessing. And so I text my dad and I say, hey, we've got some tire issues. I'm not sure we're going to make it into town. And he said, well, if you make it into town, meet me at the tire store, and if you're not going to make it, let me know and I'll come help. So we head into town and we start praying, and we realize we're only about 7 miles out, which is not a huge deal, but this tire is really bad. And so we drive this 7 miles really slow, just in case the tire goes, but we make it all the way into town and all the way to the tire store without this tire going. So this amazing. God is taking so much care of us, and we're just trusting Him to get us to this place. So we get to the tire store. Now, this is not a big town that my parents live in. It's like, I don't know, it's definitely under 5,000 people. So, do they have the tires? That's always the big question. Does anybody have these tires? Apparently we have just weird tires. So we go in the tire store and we ask, and they have 2 tires, and we need 2 tires. They have the exact number, the exact size of tires that we need right there in the store. So once again, God is taking care of us. He is blessing us, and He is helping us through this. So we're in the town that my parents live in with, this opportunity to get tires put on this car so we can make it the rest of the way home. And we're still 2 hours away from home. And so God cared for us. He took care of us. Amazingly, the fact that those tires did not blow at any other point in time, or they didn't blow it, period. But the fact that we made it that whole trip and almost the entire way home, and where we finally stopped was the town my parents lived in, so that they could help get us tires. God will care for you. He will move mountains for you. But you need to be close to Him. Have that relationship with Him and trust in Him. You know, there are so many times where we think, yeah, God wants us to take care of it. God doesn't want us to take care of it unless He gives you a very specific direction on what to do. He wants you to wait for Him. He wants you to trust in Him. He wants you to let Him care for you, because that's what He does. Stop taking things upon yourself that aren't yours. Just pray and praise and worship and wait, because He will come through for you. He truly will. He's a God that loves you, and He wants to do good things for you. He wants to do those things. He is my refuge and my fortress, my God. In Him I will trust. Trust in Him, and He will be there for you. Have a wonderful day. God bless. Goodbye.